Hello, everyone on the line. Gonna play some pinball tonight. Hey, we've got Sean B25 off in the room. Let's get started. Play some Metallica. How you doing tonight? Hope you had a good day. Tomorrow's Friday. That's good.
Very good.
Should play nice and fast tonight. I'm playing it for the first time after just completing a shop job on it. My last two streams, it was very much an experiment, doing a live stream of tearing down a pinball machine and putting it back together, and running the risk, of course, of looking stupid, not being able to put it back together. I did it live, and it worked out. The game, as you can see, is working. Let's see if we can find any faults, anything that's not working correctly. But so far, so good. Game looked great. Thank you. Yes, I think it turned out pretty good. It's nice and clean and shiny. The lights look great. The whole game just looks brighter, which I guess is
Awesome.
because there was some plastics that had some black dust on them, etc. So very happy. And here we go. Try to work on my strategy tonight. Here, I've got a 75 million. For me, at least, is a pretty decent game. I've had one monster game on Metallica, which is the grand champion score currently posted of 269. However, in general, my games are much less than that. So even at 75 million, I feel like that's a somewhat ambitious target for the night.
Amazing.
But let's see if we can get there. I'm going to probably do a similar thing that I've been doing in past streams, which is to try to complete the graveyard to start. Wow, look at that speed, man. This game is playing totally different. It is definitely faster.
Raise the power.
Yeah, the graveyard, I think, is the easiest of all 5 lanes to complete and helps you collecting items, so I think I'm going to do that, plus a combination of Sparky, and maybe I can get Snake multi-ball in there. But yeah, just aligning your different multi-balls and working on lane completions. Obviously, you want the goal being to get to crank it up. Crank it up is where a lot of the big points are in this game, but you only get there if you have a good game. If you have a bad game, you don't even make it to crank it up. Sean Beast, since you have this game as well, tell us what your favorite modes are, what your favorite crank it up is. I don't know if you've even tried all 4. I tend to just stick with the ones that I'm familiar with, and I think I may not have ever played the last one on the right, whatever it's called. Fade to Black is probably my favorite because it's a switch hit focused one, and I like going for the spinners and pop bumpers. Alright, so we're close to a Sparky. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, and a drain. Fade to Black is awesome. Yeah, it's really cool to see the lighting effects too. When you get further in the song, the lights start to go away. Alrighty. Alright, so Sparky's good to go. There's a Sparky. At least on ball 3, get one good thing going. I love this game. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. A keeper. I think, I don't know, if I had to pick 2 games that were not leaving my collection in the pinball room here, as much as I love Aerosmith and I love Jurassic Park, it would probably be this and Medieval Madness would be the last 2 to leave. But that's just how I feel today. Things change every day in pinball. I never thought I'd ever sell Star Trek Next Generation. I thought that would be the last one to leave. And it's gone. So, you never know. There's a double playfield multiplier, which stacks nicely with this multi-ball. See if we can get some jackpots on Sparky. In order to get the super, you just need to hit Sparky a bunch of times. The good players count them. I've already lost track because I'm not a good player. But that's okay. I know that you just hit them over and over, eventually you'll get it. And This double's gone. I don't know if it registered the hit before or after my double, but and I did get an extra ball on that, which I will definitely take. And I've got a lane ready to lock in at the graveyard here. Oh, there goes 2 and the 3rd, all at once. 3 balls drain, and multi-ball is over, and the ball is over, and I think the game is over. No, I have an extra ball. Just kidding, I have an extra ball. Alrighty. I love the shoot again on this game. It's this like beast creature guy between the flippers, and his 2 eyes are the shoot again lights. We're at 47. Oh, man, maybe I did not set my goal tonight ambitiously enough because second game of the night. First game was a dud. Second game of the give me a ball save! Yes! Oh, that was a close one. The lights had disappeared. I was in the grace period. When the shoot again lights disappear at the end of ball save, you've got like a 1 or 2 second grace period, and I just squeaked by. But yeah, I was saying my tonight's goal is 75. I'm not that far. Let's see. I need cross and snake for crank it up. Oh, that was close. Didn't mean to activate that double scoring there. That was unintentional, but a near drain, so better than draining. Yeah, so one of the cool things about this game is to get to crank it up, you need to collect a bunch of the different 4 items: cross, electric chair, coffin, and snake. And the screen will tell you, if you do the instant info thing, it'll tell you exactly how many you're missing. But you don't really need to look at that to know, which you've completed and which you've still got to work on. All you have to do is look directly above the flippers. There's 4 inserts. You'll see that the 2 middle ones, so the electric chair and coffin, are lit. So that means I have enough of those items. I've completed them. And then I need more cross and snakes because those are not lit. That tells you, without even looking up at the screen, that those are the things to work on to get to your crank it up. Super cool that they're like right in your line of sight as a player. So that's really, really nice. One of those things I love about this game. It's always great when you can understand where you are in a game without looking at the screen because you're just too busy during play. There's a 53 million game. Not bad. I will take it.
Snake puke before.
So I can just add a 3 to the 5, and that becomes 53. Alrighty. Not bad, not bad. Let's try again. Play a different song. What's a good song? Fade to Black? Fade to Black's a great song, but I want to get there by getting to crank it up, so... Alright. Master of Puppets. Still can't say I'm a very big fan of Metallica's music, but not a deal breaker for me. But boy, would it be great if there were a Led Zeppelin pinball machine, though. That's really what I'm hoping for, is Led Zeppelin. One of my all-time favorite bands. It'd be fantastic. Maybe my wish will come true one day. We will see. Of course, now there's not exactly a lot of pinball machines being built, so we gotta enjoy the ones we've got. It's time to appreciate the machines we have, seriously. All the ones that are out there in the world, there's this, we're lucky to be in a hobby with this huge back catalog of games. There's so many games I'm sure that we just haven't even heard of. That's why I like playing pinball on location. You'll often see kind of more oddball games, in the home market. I'm very much a home collector myself. In the home market, a lot of us have the same games, right? Like the greats, I would say, like this, and a bunch of people have Iron Maiden, and a bunch of people have Star Trek, the Stern Star Trek, and when you go to each other's houses, you're playing, you kind of know what you're going to expect. I don't really know anyone that has a collection of like solid states or EMs, but you do see them on location. All right, there's another Sparky. When does the flasher under the pops go off? Ooh. think it's a good question. I'm not sure. Are you talking about the one under the playfield? Like the one that's in the big circle insert? I mean, certainly it goes on during light shows. You probably have to have like the equivalent of super pops, whatever it is, like the pops at maximum value for that to go off. That's my guess. But I don't know exactly. Oh man, that was a brutal one there.
Crush that ball.
Alright, let's get that hammer so I can lock in my lane. Oh, snake instead. There you go. Very important to lock in lanes when they're ready to go. Now I've got two lit solid lanes. Got the graveyard and the left ramp, which like I said, will help you get to your crank it up. I think, yeah, so far I've been watching out for defects, and so far everything seems to be working. I haven't had any problems. There is the Lady Justice, I think it's called. It's like a ramp mini mode. Not worth a terrible amount of points. Yes, that one. Game is clearly broken, not care. Oh my goodness. My goodness, do I have a lamp that's out?
Shoot again.
Fighting words, yes they are. Let's take a look at the end of game light show to see if it's actually out or if the game is just choosing not to fire it. Because I don't think the regular pop hits would fire that flasher. But we will see as soon as I lose this game, which might be never. I might just like blow the game up and play for the next 2 hours without draining, and then we'll never find out. But if I'm not playing like I normally do, I'll probably drain at some point, and then we will see if the pop bumper flasher works. And you know what? If it doesn't work in my defense, I didn't touch under the playfield during my last two live streams working on the game. It was strictly an above the playfield shop job. The reason being that I have a camera, this camera over here, on top of the playfield, and just raising the playfield is not possible. I was saying it'd be cool to do another live stream where I'm under the playfield though, maybe doing like a flipper rebuild or something like that. Just to show people, you know, what it's like to work under the game. If that's something that you would like to see, by all means. Oh no, the dreaded drain with Crank It Up lit. I had literally just completed the 4 items and let Crank It Up at the scoop and then drained. That's brutal. Which means, of course, that I have to play more to actually get a Crank It Up and collect the giant jackpots. All right, let's take a look. Flashes are going. I'm not seeing the pop bumper one. It's possible, Sean B25 is right. It's possible that flasher is out. We're going to pretend he didn't point out flaws in my game because it's perfect. Fix my broken game. I'd rather... Tonight is... we're going to have different types of nights on Alpha Bravo Pinball. We're going to have fix your pinball nights, and we're going to have play your pinball nights. This is a play your pinball night, and I don't want to interrupt that, so if you don't mind, I will wait for another night to replace that flasher. The game is still playable. I should put a post-it note. You know when you're at a tournament and something is different or not working, or they've modified the game somehow to make it harder, they always put a post-it note to alert the players of what's going on, like extra balls turned off or whatever it is. I should put a yellow post-it note, pop bumper flasher not working, just to alert myself of the defect and the flaw, and to remind myself to fix it. Honestly, that's kind of one of the, you know, if you have more than I would say 2 or 3 machines. I say that as a joke, of course, but it actually becomes kind of a problem to forget everything all the minor things. The major things, of course, you're going to fix because otherwise you can't play the game and it'll just annoy you. But something like a flasher is very, very easy to put off, and then before you know it, all your games have flashes that are out. Unless you're Sean B25, of course, in which case you do not stand for anything but perfection, and all your games are working flawlessly, and there's not a single lamp out on any of them. Believe it or not, Sean B25, this game has incandescent bulb flashers. They're not LEDs. The ones that are by Sparky are definitely LEDs. But where's the other one that I saw? There's a flasher behind the cross, if I can point. It's right there. There is a flasher, and it's underneath the plastic, but from my angle, at my height anyway, you can actually see the bulb. And it's definitely an incandescent bulb flasher, and I'm not inclined, being visible, I'm definitely not inclined to change it. There's nothing worse than a flasher that you can see with your naked eye. That's an LED that's super bright, and it's like flashing at you. It's like it almost blinds you. You can't see anything. It blinds you like Attack from Mars does, with the Attack from Mars remake that is with its LEDs. I don't like being blinded while I play, so I'm going to leave it incandescent. Of course, incandescent bulbs tend to wear out sooner. Alrighty. Oh, bad flipper move. Bad flipper move there for an embarrassing drain. I hope you were taking a sip of your tea or whatever, and you missed that, because that was definitely a little embarrassing. I can do better than that. This is a good song too. I like it. All right, there's an extra ball at the scoop. Game would play better if it was fixed. Them fighting words. Alrighty. Oh! I almost got a bounce back. Almost got a bounce back, but wasn't able to handle it. We're just getting warmed up, though. We just started tonight. Plenty of time to get to my target and then some. Who knows? Maybe we'll even see a high score. I did set up an emote for the first time. If you don't know what an emote is, it's Twitch parlance for emoticon. And you have to subscribe to the stream to be able to use it, which is like this, I guess, this thing that they do to try to entice people to subscribe. But I've set it to an emote, which is actually a little icon that I made by photoshopping the Alpha Bravo Pinball 14 segment display photo that is right underneath the white logo at the top left of the stream. I took the A, the B, and the P. That's actually a photograph from my funhouse taken in the garage under dark lighting conditions. So you turn all the room lights out, you take a photo of the 14 segment displays, and they, everything is black except for the segments themselves. That's how that effect was made. It's not CG or anything like that. It's an actual photo. So for my emote, I've taken those three letters ABP, which are the initials I put on high score tables when I actually play well, and I made an emote. So go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be able to use that emote. It has to go some sort of Twitch approval process. I guess they want to make sure it's not vulgar, etc. So it may not be available today, but it's we could check actually. But it would be fun to see that. Of course, I would like to reserve actual usage of that emote to when I have a good game. Like, don't cheer for a 3 million game. Emoji isn't trademarked. Emote TM. Yeah, that's a good question. They're not emojis though. They're more emoticons. So maybe that's why they wanted their own. They wanted their own name for them. I guess it's. Is there an emote for a burned out flash lamp? No, but I could make one. That's a really great idea, actually, to create some like. I want to try to turn this pinball stream, if possible, oriented more towards things other than playing, because the reality is I'm not a tournament level player like some of the other people you can watch are. So what can I do instead? So it's not a bad idea to have like. A burned out flash lamp emote. So at my newbie level affiliate, Twitch only grants you one emote. And you know, when you start out, you get 0. You get 0 emotes. You can't do them at all. No one can subscribe. Then you hit affiliate level, which I've just done earlier this week. Now people can subscribe, and I get one emote. And then they basically want to incentivize streamers to broadcast more, collect more followers and subscribers, etc. And you basically unlock more slots for creating emotes. So when you go to someone like Deadflip's channel, who's got a million subscribers, he's just got like this huge library, the flippers and butts as he calls them, this huge library of emotes that you can use as a subscriber. And remember, you can subscribe for free by linking your Amazon Prime account, and that removes ads from the stream. So if you click the little crown thing and you wire up your Amazon Prime, you can watch your favorite channel, Alpha Bravo Pinball, without any ads. Alrighty, let's play for real now. And enough of that talking about Twitch. Let's just play. I'm going to play one. I'm going to focus first on completing Graveyard. Try to lock that lane in. At the same time, maybe collect some Sparky hits. And we're going to do this for real now. Yeah, so Pinball wants you to play fast because it's fun, but that's actually how you train. So you want to try, when you're playing for real, try to capture the ball. Alright, so there's the cross. Now let's get a Sparky hit. And now I need a snake.
Let's go!
This game it's harder now that it's fast, which is awesome. I like hard games. I'm not complaining. Hard games are fun.
500,000.
Alright, 2 lanes completed. Need to be locked in though. Let's try to capture. Okay, so now hit one hammer hit away. There you go. There's a lane locked in on the Graveyard. I've got another lane completed that just needs to be locked in, which is the left ramp. You'll see all 3 inserts flashing there. So I need a left ramp hit followed by a hammer hit. And instead I got a cross multi-ball, which is okay too. Like you couldn't have missed that shot more, but that's funny. Watch me shoot the left ramp. It's cross. Alright, now we can lock a ball in the snake for a double playfield, and saving the ball. I was going to say, it's too late now, but you have to complete the picks first to do that. Alright, so that lane is still ready to be locked in, so let's go back, try to capture. Oh, I had a bad drink. Alright. Unfortunately, well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is my Graveyard is locked in. Still got that carries over. Any lanes that are not complete in Metallica are lost, and so you're kind of starting. The only thing that I've preserved as progress there is the locked-in lane. So it's crucial, if you see any lanes where the 3 inserts are flashing and it's ready to be locked, don't wait. You definitely want to get it as soon as you can, because if you drain, it's gone.
Very good.
Alrighty.
How do you like that?
I'm just gonna try to do it in order now, starting with the left orbit. So I've got a snake, I need a Sparky, and now a cross.
My head was welded to the helmet.
One of the nice things about finishing cross is cross is the only one of the 3 items that has a lane with it too. Right? Like there's no lane for Sparky, the electric chair shot, and there's no lane for the snake. When you make a cross, it not only gives you the cross on whatever lane you were at, but it also switches the active lane. And so then you have to switch it back, or you save it for last. But all that to say, once you've finished cross, you're not going to change the active lane to it. See, now I just got a cross, and the active lane stayed on that outer loop. So that's one of the reasons I like to finish cross first. I want to try to post pass. There you go, and get that orbit shot for the lock-in. And in the meantime, I can always work with the left flipper since the post pass is a little difficult tonight on this wax playfield. Oh, and back up down. Alright, I was going to say, if the post pass is giving you trouble, just work on another lane in the meantime until the ball comes back to the flipper where you want it.
Nice job.
Alright, that's ball. I'm on ball 3 now, so no time to waste trying to get to Sparky. Alright, a couple more hits for a Sparky multi-ball. Ooh, that was an ear drain. Oh my goodness. What is going on around the flippers tonight? I don't know. From a near drain to actually going down the middle to jumping back on top of the flipper, that was crazy. Alright, so now I've got extra ball lit. I'm definitely going for that before trying to start Sparky because I'm on ball 3. From a captured ball, the extra ball scoop / crank it up is at the very, very, very tip of the flipper. Of course, if the ball has speed to it, then it's on a different spot on the flipper. Oh, almost. Sometimes you'll get that. You'll get the scoop just from the ball coming off the slings. All right, let's get that scoop. Oh, there you go. Off the slings into the scoop for extra ball. Slings will kill you, but the slings will also give you the scoop shot in this game, so...
Extra ball. 500,000.
All depends on how the pinball gods are feeling that night. Now let's try to finish that Sparky. So I've got... Oh! Well, thankfully extra ball. I'm only coffin away from crank it up, and... Sparky multi-ball, electric chair multi-ball, is 1 shot away. So we should be able to get that.
Amazing.
Get it before my ball save runs out, and then I drain. Oh, there you go. Nice.
I just love a good time.
Alright, so work on those guitar picks. Try to open up Snake for a double playfield and a safe ball. In fact, I need all 4 picks now. There's 1. Okay, I've got both right ones, need both left ones still. 1 more pick left. There you go. Picks are complete. Snake is open. Snake is open for business. Just when Snake was ready to go. That's a bummer. Alright. No big deal.
Good barbecue.
Oh, just collect more coffin hits for crank it up. Kind of curious how many away I am. We could check that in the instant info. Oh, whoa! Oh, that needed a little jab on the game there to save that one. Okay, back to a safe capture on 25 million points on ball 3. Let's see how many coffin hits I need for crank it up. There you go. 2 more coffin hits. Not too bad. There's 1. 1 more coffin hit. There you go. Crank it up is lit. At the scoop. See if we can play Fade to Black. Oh, just on the edge and a train. Oh my goodness. Right. Oh, that was so close. I was so close to the scoop. And that's how it goes. I got closer. I had this happen the game before where I drained right as I was ready for crank it up. that was even closer. So we're heading in the right direction. 28 million point game. Let's actually crank it up this time. I agree, Andre. Your insights on games you've played in the past and game repair are my favorite. Gameplay is good too. Really like the colors on Metallica. Absolutely. This game photographs really well with its tri-color LED lighting. It has GI and 3 different strings in white, red, and blue, and it looks super cool. I did the same on my Capcom Break Shot recently. What a difference. Capcom Break Shot, what a cool game. So different than everything else you'll play. It's this really interesting kind of 90s DMD era game, but in the style almost of an EM. Of course, the flippers are strong. It doesn't play like an EM, but it doesn't have any ramps, and it has this really cool Newton mechanism thing in the middle. I like that game a lot. It's super fun. Great sound effects and stuff too. It's super cool. Alrighty.
Ooh, that was the first.
So let's get across to complete the left ramp. Oh, I've already moved the active one away, so too late for that. Instead of, moving the active lane back to the one you were working on, it's like, well, okay, I'm on the right ramp now. It needs only 2 more shots. So just work on the lane that's active. In the beginning when I started playing this game, I was always trying to move the lanes around, but that's just a waste of shots. You're better off just working on whichever one happens to be active, I think. I'd be curious to hear other people in the room have played Metallica. Check me on that. Am I right? Like, are people working on the lane that's active, or are you actually actively switching lanes? I'd be curious to know how people play it. All right. There's an extra ball, which I will gladly take. Alrighty. Mr. Prod, I don't know how long you've been watching, but I think at this point I'm going to call the shop job from the last few streams a success. The game is playing super nice, super fast, turbo boost speed, I would say, because of the wax and the cleaning. Super fast, super fun. Love it. I will say too, Metallica is one of the easiest games to shop I've ever done. Everything is very, very accessible. There's very little that's hidden out of sight. There's very little that's like kind of difficult to access. There's one screw behind the left ramp which was blind doing it from the opposite side, but that's only because I wasn't able to go to the other side of the cabinet because of the cameras. Under normal conditions, piece of cake to even access that one. And that was the only one. Everything else on the game was just very, very easily accessible. It's not a hard game to shop at all. So if you bought a Metallica, maybe you bought it new or you bought it. Obviously, these games are in great shape because they're not that old, and you're not experienced in working on games. This is a great one to start on, honestly, because it's definitely not the hardest. It's I would say literally a 1 out of 10 on the difficulty scale of shopping. It's the easiest one I've ever done. Complete opposite end of the spectrum is World Cup Soccer. Alright, let's play this multi-ball here. Get some picks. One more pick to open the snake. There you go, snake is open. Let's get that snake for playfield multiplier. Nice! Ball is safe now. Get an atta ball. And I've got my playfield doubled. The ball will stay in the snake for, 10, 15, 20 seconds, something like that. And in the meantime, the ball is safe. And I can get some jackpots. There you go. Wow, this game is so bright now that when it does the lighting effects, it's like it's a little intense. All right, there goes one. Oh, ball hopped out. Still got my ball in the snake though, thankfully, because otherwise that was the end of that. All right, Alright, let's take a survey, if I can capture. There you go. Let's take a survey of where we are. 24 million. Wow, 24 million on ball 1. This is the start of a decent game here. I've got a lane completed, the left ramp, and one ready to lock in on the right ramp. Not bad. I actively switched lanes. I bought a new All Lights Work sprite. Yes, your game works better than mine. You don't have any burnt out flashers. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, post pass death. Trying to get a post pass over to the left flipper to lock in the left lane, and it didn't work. That's okay. We're still just starting ball 2 with 25 million. It's a good start, and I will just have to work on lanes some more. And I've got 2 out of 4 items completed for Crank It Up. So it looks like I need some crosses. Oh, that needed a more aggressive slide there. I was a little wimpy on the slide save, and this game actually has a fairly generous tilt bob. Some of my other games are a little bit tighter, but this one you can actually slide around some. So I'm gonna have to adjust that in my play here, doing some more aggressive sliding, save center drains. Okay, try to finish that graveyard. Alright. Oh, brutal. Well, that one didn't work out. Were you being too obvious? At least my game is level. Well, if there's one thing I can do, it's level a game. Just noticed, Andre, where did that Whirlwind playfield come off your left shoulder? I remember Earthshaker, but never Whirlwind in my lineup. Oh no, I've had Whirlwind. Whirlwind is one of the earliest titles I purchased. I bought it on eBay in like, what year was it? Maybe 2009-ish? And I'd never bought a game before, so I didn't know, Craigslist or distributors or anything like that. So I just went to eBay and I bought one off eBay. And this was at the time, actually, that a lot of distributors in 2009 were actually going out of business. It came from a place called, I think, Pennsylvania Game Room Warehouse. And they were just liquidating everything, and I think now they're long gone. They haven't been in business for many years. And yes, I bought it on eBay, and it was at work. I was not a homeowner at the time, so the game actually went to work, and eventually it came home with me. And so yeah, it's one of the games, the game I have had the longest. Whirlwind and Taxi are my 2 favorite System 11s by a mile. I think those are just absolutely wonderful games, and they just have so much charm. They ooze charm and character, and like 80s, 90s goodness right there, right from the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s. I just think that those games are hard to beat, especially for the money. Now everything's a little bit inflated. Still, at the time, those games were fairly affordable. It's not a coincidence that was my first game, right? It's because it was not an expensive title. I wasn't buying new games back then, that's for sure. It's something that you work up to, I think, as a pinball owner. Okay, there's a coffin extra ball lit at the scoop. But yeah, that playfield I bought from, I put my name down with Classic Playfield Reproductions out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. They're the ones that made that playfield, and they have this, at the time they had this pre-order system where you, come on, scoop. There's 2 shots missed on the scoop. Oh, brutal. Classic Playfields has this system at a time where you put your name down for a playfield, and it was literally years, many years, I said maybe 5 years or maybe even more, between putting my name down and actually getting the playfield. But they made it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And since then, this funny story, I've playfield swapped several of my games. I actually don't need to playfield swap Whirlwind anymore because a friend of mine had done his. He had also gotten a playfield and playfield swapped it. And then he decided to sell it, and it's a ton of work. I had plenty of projects already lined up, and so I actually bought his Whirlwind, even though I owned one. That's how much I love the game. So for a couple weeks, I owned 2 Whirlwinds. My cabinet was better than his, but obviously his had a fresh, brand new playfield. So I made the best game I could out of 2. I kept my cabinet, and I installed his playfield into my cabinet. And then I sold, obviously the other playfield and the other cabinet went together so still 2 complete games, and it was complete. Even the quote-unquote bad one was still a great game. Like it had my old Whirlwind playfield, which played, it was a little worn from, being, 30 years old or whatever, but it played perfect. The game was complete. It had the topper. The topper is really cool in that game. It has a fan in it. It's a weather-themed machine, and when you trigger a storm, the topper on the game literally blows wind at you. Super cool. And so my quote-unquote bad game had the topper and everything. Everything was working, so I got a decent amount of money for it. And now it means I don't have to do that playfield swap because mine has it already. And now I still kind of have this spare Whirlwind playfield. And I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it. I just love that game so much. And I love my playfields on the wall. I think even if they're, maybe they'll be in a game one day, but in the meantime, I'm happy to look at them and enjoy them every time I come in the pinball room. So, and you can now, through the magic of the internet and Twitch, you can enjoy them too as artwork behind me. That's funny. If you would have told me years ago that one day I would be playing pinball on the internet, I would have told you were crazy. But look at me now. Not only am I playing pinball, I'm being paid multiple cents to do it. Multiple cents. Alrighty, nice. There you go. There's a super. Woo. Alright, let's see. Should I be one more guitar pick for a snake to open up? Oh, almost. There you go, snake's open. Let's get that snake lane locked in. You can still lock in lanes, believe it or not. And of course, right next to the snake is a stand-up target. So if you miss your snake shot, what's going on here? There's a coffin. If you miss that snake, just to the right of it is a stand-up, which is like, boom, instant death. The ball is just going to fly back at you in your face and probably down the middle. So that snake shot is kind of brutal. Oh, there, see, that's what I'm saying. You can slide this game. That needed a little slide to not go down the middle. Alright, let's see if I can get that extra ball in the scoop. Woo! Making me sweat here. Alright, there's extra ball off the slings. I think I get the scoop shot more off the slings than I do actually aiming it. It's a difficult shot.
Extra ball.
Die. That's not very nice.
Come on.
Or was that like a lyric in the song or something?
Nice freaking shot.
Or you were saying Sparky die. from the electric chair. That's probably what that was, right? Alrighty, there you go. That sounds like another lane locked in, folks. We need some snakes. Let's see if I can get some snakes to get my Crank It Up lit and finally play Crank It Up for you tonight. Oh, Creeping Death. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I apologize. I am not a Metallica person. Oh, I'm a pinball nerd, not a Metallica nerd. I don't even. Maybe you're probably a bigger fan than I am, so I won't say it. It's just I don't know Metallica very well. That said, I know the melodies now. It's like, as much as I'm not a Metallica fan, I sometimes whistle the music just from having played the pinball machine so much. So that counts for some Metallica cred points, right? Oh, all right. Give me some snakes. Oh, there you go. Guess what, folks? Crank It Up is lit, and I'm on ball 2. First time tonight I have made a Crank It Up on ball 2, so even if I drain out of this like I did the last 2 times, I still have a shot at getting a Crank It Up started and seeing that together. Nice, right into the scoop. Let's play Fade to Black.
Fade to black.
You're one of 10 pin streamers at the moment. Wow, there's 10 tonight? That's, I've got a lot of competition tonight. I guess there's more people streaming pinball because of the pandemic. But let's talk more about that after. This is a stressful moment here. I don't want to screw this up because a lot of potential for points in Crank It Up. Want to get some switch hits in this, so ideally the spinners or pop bumpers.
That's not nice.
All right. The song is plenty long. This mode is timed to the song, of course, but of course this is a long song, so plenty of time. Still trying to get a nice spinner rip. I'll take some ramps too. No, it didn't make it all the way up. I should have waxed the ramps. There's a good spinner hit. Alright, I've got a 12 jackpot. I can do better. Let's do some ramp combos. Nice. Nice! Big spinners there. 2 spinners. That's what's so cool about the orbit is you get the spinners both directions, going up and then coming back down on the other side. All right, I've got a 22 million jackpot ready to go. Need a snake hit to light the scoop. Oh, there you go. So yeah, the way Crank It Up works is you're building points and it's all risk reward. You have to cash out of your Crank It Up. So you're building up that jackpot as you play the mode. You don't actually collect the jackpot until you leave Crank It Up. So you leave it by making one of all 4 item shots once more and going back to the scoop. You do get points along the way, even if you don't get your, even if you don't crank in your Crank It Up jackpot, even if you don't cash it in, rather, you're still collecting points in the mode itself. And so now I'm at 49 million, which is decent. Let's see, we got one more ball to get to, hopefully at least 75, if not more. I'm gonna work on some more lanes here. Sparky's back to 0 because I've already played a Sparky multi-ball. So instead, I'm going to go back to Pinball Basics on Metallica and just work on some lanes. Alright, so I need a snake and a cross for this one here. I don't even know. Oh, what is this song? Did it switch songs on me? I don't recognize that song at all. Previous best for tonight was 53. Let's see if the bonus takes me over. Nope, 50. Just shy of the best.
Sick.
Thanks for the history on Whirlwind. Earthshaker was my first pin in 2009. Awesome, another great one. Tim Hansen sold it to me in Sunnyvale. Like potato chips, you just can't. You can't have just one. Absolutely true. I can't think of too many people I know that have one, but not more, pinball machines. Assuming you have the space and the money, of course. They're not cheap, and they're huge. That said, I feel like pinheads, people who really love pinball, are willing to sacrifice in other, like even if you're not wealthy. True pinball fans are willing to sacrifice in other areas of their life to have more pinball. You know, maybe they won't go on that, Mexico vacation. Maybe they will drive a used, slightly pre-owned car instead of buying a new one. Like, if you do things like that, you can get the money to, if it's that important to you. So yes, most people can't have just one. Alrighty. kind of off to a fast Sparky. See if I can get that, but started the game right off the bat with Sparky Multiball. Lots of peeps who normally be playing in leagues. Yeah, I don't know. I'm changing my schedule up a little bit, actually, streaming on a Thursday. Fridays have just been a little bit too difficult for me, being the end of the week. And I think a lot of people on Friday nights have something better to do anyway, like their family movie time or whatnot at the end of the week. Or family pizza night. I hope family pizza night, man. So I decided to try on a Thursday instead. And it sounds like I've got competition tonight. Maybe, just maybe, people will, if people who are playing now are on the East Coast, they will finish playing, and those people watching will be left looking for another channel, and maybe they will find us. That would be cool. I'm always curious to see other people, what other people are playing and streaming though, so it's cool. It's really fun. I have to say, this whole Twitch pinball thing is fun. I'd rather be playing in person with friends, but this is, you know, during these times, is much more fun than playing alone. And who knows, maybe we will do a pinball night with friends and stream that, so it's not just me playing. Alrighty. One lane ready to be locked in. It did some decent points on that multi-ball. I think I got a snake. I was too busy talking, but I did get the ball locked into the snake during that multi-ball. Lock it in, nice! Left ramp locked in. Oh, and the graveyard. Did I lock in two at once? I might have. Alright, there's enough crosses. Just need some snakes now. On ball one, still on ball one with extra ball in reserve. And 3 out of 4 items for Crank It Up. This is the start of a decent game. Alright, there's the snake. Oh, no! I should have slid the other way. And not even a danger on that one, though. That's funny. I think Steve Ritchie would like your t-shirt. Sure, he would prefer black. Yeah, this is a very famous Porsche race car from the early 90s. I believe it's the 935, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, it's a super cool race car. It was featured in Apple livery back in the old logo, you know, back in the rainbow Apple logo color days. So this T-shirt is inspired by that. Obviously not an Apple shirt, but it's just a tribute to that car. You'll see me wearing a lot of car shirts on this stream. You'll see me tell a lot of car analogies, playing and working on games. I just like cars. Cars are cool. And now nobody's driving. Which does mean that when you do go out for your essentials, you've got the roads to yourself. And I've noticed people are driving like crazy fast, at least in the Bay Area here. People that are driving so fast. It's kind of ridiculous. There's ball 2 locked on the coffin. We haven't played a coffin multi-ball yet. Maybe we'll try to do that too. Still looking for some more snakes for Crank It Up though. There's another snake. How many away am I? Let's go to instant info and see how many snakes I need. Give me instant info. It's not that instant. One more snake. Alright. So maybe a ball 1 Crank It Up. Yes. Alright, Crank It Up is lit. And there's the Lady Justice ramp mode. Another snake that I don't need yet. Give me Crank It Up. Whew. a little bit of a risky move there. Maybe I should be just getting ramps. See if I can get good points off this ramp mode, which I never tend to play. Oh, there you go. Crank it up. Accidental shot. My favorite kind of shot to the scoop, an accidental one. Or crank it up. How about we play Fade to Black again? I'll get a sip of water real quick with the mode time now. Oh, yeah, you get a little bit of a breather to kind of stretch, and the Fade to Black has the slowing animation and stuff, so have time to get a sip of water. Tim used to be a regular in BAPA. Other than the pandemic, of course, is BAPA still a thing? I know that BAPA's the Bay Area Pinball Association. I think it's a South Bay Pinball League, in South Bay being the San Francisco Bay Area. I know that the league got really big, and it was to the point where there were like 50 people a night, and it got kind of, I don't want to say out of hand, but very busy. Is it still on? Is it still like that? All right, in the meantime, I'm going to focus here. Fade to Black, get some switch hits. Try to get some spinners. Oh, and killed by the graveyard. Graveyard, much safer. I wasn't aiming the graveyard, of course, but when you're getting those drop targets down the graveyard, it's much safer to go at it from the left flipper than the right, because on the right flipper, exactly what you just see often happens. It'll come right back down the middle. All hope is not lost to beat tonight's best. We're at 44 million on ball 3. We can still do it. Got 2 lanes completed. Sparky about halfway there for another Sparky multi-ball. Might just go for Sparky, actually. I could also try to get a coffin multi-ball because I've got 2 balls locked in there.
He's fucked now.
One more hit for Sparky, and maybe I'll collect some coffin hits during the Sparky multi-ball. Come on, give me Sparky. There's nothing like easiest shot on the game, but when you need it the most, it's the hardest, isn't it? Just need one more Sparky hit. There you go.
Electric chair multi-ball.
I believe this is Sparky number 2. I don't know if the mode is different the second time around. A lot of times they are. The scoring is different. Get some guitar picks. Alright. And all in the meantime, of course, Sparky hits. Guitar picks and Sparky hits are the name of the game. Nope. Well, I made some progress on the coffin. I wonder if instant info there's ball. Is that ball 3? Yes! Coffin multi-ball. Just when I was gonna check how many more hits I needed, boom! Coffin multi-ball. Shoot coffin. This is probably the multi-ball in Metallica that I have played the least. I think it's one of the ones that just requires that many more hits. And we're on a full 4-ball multi-ball now, actually. Just gonna pound the coffin as it says. I would read the chat for help on this mode, which I need honestly, but I can't exactly stop to read the chat right now. And there's an extra ball. We're definitely gonna get best game of the night with this one. And maybe we'll even play a second Crank It Up. That would be cool. Is the snake open? I think it might be. The same snake rules apply for, I believe, all multi-balls. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, did I stack? Yes, I stacked. Here's a cross multi-ball on top of it. There's a snake. Wow, this is a good one. So So I need some more snake hits. It's the only item I need for another second crank it up. And it just, I almost want to just pound on the snake here, or on the completed lanes. Oh, there was one in the snake. Thank goodness. And I believe we have what we need for another crank it up. As soon as I'm done this mode, I should see a blue light at the scoop. It will at least be eligible. Of course, I still have to make a scoop shot. And in the meantime here, let's get some crosses for cross jackpot at the graveyard. Oh no! Double drain! Double drain! Oh, I have extra balls, thankfully. Oh man. This is a good one. This is a good one, folks. Let's see the bonus. 4 million bonus. And we're sitting at 111. Not only the best game of the night, surpassing tonight's target score. Fantastic. And then some, right? Because I've got a Crank It Up ready to go. For me, at least, a rare double Crank It Up. I think I've maybe, only a handful of times played 2 Crank It Ups. Maybe once played 3. It's tough. To get to the wizard mode, of course, you need 4 Crank It Ups. Battery. Yeah, let's play battery. Battery, I think, is Sparky.
All right.
Holy cow! Yes, we've got a good one. We've got a good one going here. I share in the holy cow. And again, some pinball nerds that are even more nerdy than me, and I'm pretty nerdy. Oh no! I thought I had a ball save, but nope, it had just expired. I was gonna say pinball nerds that are really nerdy, like our friend French Leo. They know exactly how many hits are needed to do everything, and they can track it in their head. But I'm not that nerdy. Pretty nerdy, but not that nerdy. Still good enough for a high score. Tonight's best, exceeding the goal 117. Woohoo! Let's update tonight. Tonight's best 117. I'm gonna put an exclamation point on there too, just for good measure. That was fun. That was fun. Oh, and I just missed out on the replay. I could have earned a free game there. With just a few more points, I would have earned a free game. Varies to 25, 35 most nights depending on location. Tim guest played once this season with his son. Interesting. Okay. I don't know Tim, but anyone who likes pinball is my kind of person. All right, let's keep going. It's only 9. It's not late on the Pacific Coast.
Very good.
After high score number 4, of course, is high score number 3 and 2 and 1 and grand champion. So no ball save, just after. All that yelling is I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna have some water on standby.
Nice job.
And graveyard is ready. Oh, graveyard was ready to be locked in, but it was not to be. Wow, it's funny. Once it's almost like there's some pinball effect where when you have your best game, the one right after is going to be the worst one. Like you can't, if you were to study the distribution of games in a night, like the 2 good ones are never going to be next to each other, are they? They're like super far apart. That was not great. Kiro, tell us if I remember correctly. You have in your collection. You have F-14, Theater of Magic, and Paragon. Am I remembering that correctly? Have you? I'm curious if you've had if you bought or sold or changed anything, or are those still your are those still your games in your collection? All right, that one has a ball save.
Messing with us.
Oh, to the out lane. Maybe I should be drinking something stronger than water right now. Oh, no, it wouldn't help me. It wouldn't help me. I haven't been using the super skill shot, which is you're holding down the left flipper, the Lyman Sheet special. Maybe I'll do that next few games. All right, graveyard ready to be locked in. And a hammer hit to complete it. Oh, just missed the cube. There you go. One lane locked in. The other thing we haven't seen yet is the Seek and Destroy, which requires the completion of all 5 lanes. And is also worth a good number of points. In that Grand Champion game that I scored 269-ish, that would have had in it probably multiple crank it ups, as well as a Seek and Destroy. In order to get a score that high. I've only done it once though. But once is all it takes to be on the high score table. And T2 and Lord of the Rings. Ah, right. I knew you had a T2. I forgot that one. And Lord of the Rings, I can't remember if you had mentioned before. Lord of the Rings is great. The rumor mill is heating up again that Stern will vault Lord of the Rings. So will it become true finally after many years of speculation? I certainly think there's a market for it. That's an expensive game to buy on the second-hand market. Probably the second most in-demand vault at the moment, after Tron, of course. I have to say, if they make a Tron vault and they make brand new Trons, that would be a difficult one to resist. I have a feeling I'm not the only one that feels that way too. In terms of people I know, if there is a Tron, you can buy one brand new in the box, and it's not $10,000, right? Like people are asking for. There's a Tron LE that came up for sale on our local Craigslist. Oh, there's a Crank It Up available. Let's definitely get that. Should I post pass? Probably too dangerous. Sparky's dangerous too. Not exactly the way to go. Got extra ball and Crank It Up lit at the scoop. That is a must-make shot at this point in the game. Give me that scoop. Ah, nice. In a moment like that, my brain just shuts off and like this. I can't. I've gotten decent at talking and playing, doing the stream for the last month. But in a moment like that, with a shot that valuable, yeah, your brain shuts off and you can focus on nothing else but that.
Fade to black.
Nice, got some good spinner action there. Oh ho ho! Back from the dead! There's no better back from the dead than back from the dead in a crank it up. Whew! Did you see that? I've gotten a few of those tonight. I'm gonna have to do a clip there. I've gotten a few of those where the ball just goes straight down, well past the flippers, and then bounces back up. Let's go for some spinners. Nice, good spinners. Okay, I need just Snake to cash it out. I'm not saying I would, but that's the last item. Jackpot is at 21 million, and I've got my double playfield ready to go. That works, folks. You can do your double playfield and get double your jackpot. Oh, and yeah, my luck ran out there. Still got 15 million out of it. I know Andre's preoccupied. Wish the newer pins were real. AC/DC sounds like a duck match for win a free game. No new games in a long while. Wife gifted me a game, but I haven't chosen yet. Oh, so you can get a game. It sounds like you're in a position where a game is available to you. It's just a matter of choosing. Hard decision. Do you need any help choosing? I'm sure we're all happy to give you recommendations. I guess, how do you pick? It's like an impossible choice, right? How do you choose your games? I like to start by picking an era. Lately I've been buying newer games, but certainly have bought a bunch of 90s games and some 80s games too. Do you know what era game do you want? Do you want a brand new game? Do you want like a modern Stern? Do you want a Williams game? Do you want something older? Or do you not know? Alright, so let's play Sparky Multi-Ball.
I'll cook them up good this time.
Is there smoke?
Throw that ball save here. Need one more pick to open Snake. There it is. Snake's open. Go find Snake. Nice, got him in. There's an atta ball and double playfield. Got the double playfield available at the fuel lane there too. Trying to get that double playfield. Nope. Let's go back to shooting jackpots. I think. Oh, no! Don't let go! Don't let go! I've been telling this lesson to people, and of course I'm not doing it myself. Don't let go of the machine until the last ball is gone. There was a ball in Snake there, so. All right, there's coffin number 2. Oh, I guess it's called casket, not coffin. I'm calling it coffin the whole time. Again, it switched songs on me. Is this some sort of mode you get by collecting shots? Not quite sure. This game is complicated. There's a lot of stuff in it. And fuel is going nuts there, and I've got another crank it up lit. There you go, crank it up.
Seek and
Oh, seek and destroy. Well, there you go. I completed all the lanes. I was wondering what that was. Battery? Sure.
back to Ray.
Pondering maybe Deadpool or Jurassic Park. Both great games. Deadpool, I have only played early on in its life. Sean B25, I don't know if you're still there in the chat. Sean B25 had one, and it's a very cool game. Early on, the code was not, the greatest, and the game did not get a lot of love. I should have been playing there. Yeah, Deadpool did not get a lot of love early on, but now a lot of people that I hold a high opinion of are saying it is a fantastic game, one of the best of the last 5 years. Super high praise for that game now, so that'd probably be a really good one to pick up. And the premiums is very good, of course. It has that extra orbit shot. The Pro's good too. I think you can't really go wrong either way on it. Jurassic Park, though, man, that might be the game of the decade in my book. It's that good. Jurassic Park is just fantastic. I think you can't go wrong either way. If you buy a Deadpool, you could probably buy a used one at this point. I wonder if there's been price inflation on the game recently because everyone is saying such good things about it. I don't know. Just a guess. Whereas, of course, Jurassic Park, you could buy a brand new one. 98 million point game. While I wasn't, to be honest, I think I was chatting more than I was playing there. And nevertheless, a 98 million point game. Not too shabby. I'm happy with that. Oh, you're still there, Sean B25. DP was clunky. Not the code, the layout. Oh, there's a malfunction. The balls are stuck in the the balls are stuck in the coffin. Let's see. Operator alert. Coffin malfunction. My game is broken. Sean B25. It's probably gonna just disable it, is my guess now. I'll have to look at that. I'm not gonna do it now, but there is the game will work just fine, is the good news. Because the game can operate just like the Pro. The Pro does not have this physical lock. The Pro just has a solid opaque insert there, and it just does a virtual lock. It just does it in software. So now, if I were to guess, that's what the game is going to do on its own because it knows the mechanism it failed. The way that works is there's an up-down post, and when the up-down post is in the down position, the balls are supposed to drain. They're not. So the post, I could see it was actually going down, but the balls were not moving. I can't help but wonder if they've been magnetized, and that's why they're sticking to the metal thing in there. I don't know if that's a problem in this game or not, but yeah, we'll figure that out another time. For now, I'm going to keep playing though. Fix the flasher. Ooh. Is it going to play? Maybe it may not. Yeah, because it wants the balls that were in there. Let's see. Can I wonder if I can get in there. What do we do, folks? What do we do? I'm going to mute the game first of all. I don't want it to keep going nuts here, and I don't want to disconnect the headphone jack because the whole thing is going to make a super loud noise. So I'm going to go to my studio, and I'm going to mute the line in. Okay, so that's muted now, which means that I can unplug this without shattering your ears. You're welcome. And now I can pull the glass. We're going to do a live repair. Game is down. I'm the only thing I'm worried about. Actually, I'm more worried about the cameras than I am the game. I like to put some towels behind the glass to protect both the glass and the playfields behind. And there you go. So now let's see if I can reach in there without whacking the camera with the playfield. Okay, so I can, of course, now need to find that post. We're doing it live, folks. The post is right in the middle. And I'm going to open the coin door to de-energize everything under there, so I don't zap myself live on the internet. Alright, I can't see, so I'm going to have to raise this even more. Bear with me. Trying to find... very close to the camera there. Alright, so I found the post. The post is working normally. The mechanism is not bound up. The post is operating what appears to be normally. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I didn't get a little piece of towel or something inside the coffin. I did notice, so when I was shopping it out, there was some fuzz from the towel that must have broken off the towel. When I was playing earlier tonight, there was a little piece of towel flying around the game. It's possible that that piece of towel ended up in there. The post is moving up and down normally. If I were to guess at this point, I said the likeliest explanation, because the post is working, there's some piece of towel inside the coffin that's preventing the balls from draining out. How do you get access to get in the coffin is the question. Wow. That's a fun one. I might try. So now the thing is, if I look, the post, the playfield now is at an angle, and if I lower the post by hand, which I can totally do, because the playfield is inclined the opposite direction, basically the balls are not coming out. Oh yeah, that might have been a bad idea. I just moved the balls into... Oh, you know what I can do? I can just lower the playfield. Are the balls going to fall into the cabinet? They might. All right. Let's see if there's any internet ideas. Power cycle. Yeah, power cycle's not going to do it because the game was moving the post up and down, and the balls were just not draining out. So it's not a matter of power cycling. I will try to get that playfield back into the game now. There you go. Over that little back hump. I mean, power cycling would make the game try to get them in again. Oh, there you go. Alrighty, we're back in business. So, if there was an obstruction in there, moving the game up and down may have just dumped whatever was impeding the balls from coming out. Because as you saw, the moment I put the game back down and drained the balls in there, the game just like ejected the balls, no problem. The post went down, the balls just popped right out. So my guess is we're going to try it just to see if it happens again. I'm going to start a game and we're going to try it. Let's see. This is going to be really loud, so maybe I will turn the microphone down temporarily. I don't want to blast your ears out, but I need access to the playfield. So bear with. I know my voice volume is going to be a little bit less here, but I'm doing that to not shatter your ears. I'm going to try to fire the coffin manually. All right. Alright, there's one. I'm going to do it 2 more times and see if it works. Well, actually, I could just end the game now. But I want to see it do it with 2. Oops. on, I'm just hitting Sparky. It's like right there. Alright, there's 2. And then I ended my game. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to drain now, and we'll see if it works. I can turn the volume up, I guess, a hair. If you're just tuning in, we had a fault with the coffin, and I'm live trying to reproduce the problem and see if it happens again. So some unusual moments here, but that's the life of the life of a pinball owner. All right, come on. Just waiting for the ball save to go out before I drain. And I'm pushing switches to make sure it doesn't fire the ball search because that's super loud. We don't need to hear that. All right, so that was ball 2. Ball 3. All right, there goes the ball save. All right, folks, moment of truth. It works. It works fine. Glass is going back on. All right, now where did I put that lockdown bar? It's over here. Okay. So now I can, now that the glass is back on, I can bring you back to full volume. Let me do that real quick. Test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yeah, there you go. And I will plug you back into the game and unmute the line in. You should be able to, well, okay, it's not playing the sounds now, but you should be good to go. And we did it all live. The game should be working again. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, it worked perfectly right after. So there must have been some obstruction. The thing is well, now I just put the glass back. I mean, here I am trying to like push down on the playfield. I just put the glass back on. In my defense, this is anti-reflective glass. There's a few different companies that make this stuff now. It's glass with special coating to in it. You know, some people call it Invisiglass. One of the companies. It's amazing stuff, and the glass almost disappears. It eliminates a lot of the glare. So yeah, I was gonna go push down on the playfield because it's like it doesn't look like there's glass there. So. Wouldn't be pinball without a hiccup. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. That's absolutely true. You know, how can you play pinball a night without anything happening? That said, I guess I've been lucky. It's my 1 month anniversary streaming live on the internet, and this is the first time that I've had to pull the glass for anything. So everything has gone off without a hitch, which is, I guess, I've just gotten really lucky. I mean, it helps that these games are all basically new.
Amazing.
You know, the only game I have in the room that's ever been on location, in other words, like not home use only, is Aerosmith. And even that was like, 200 games or so that were played on it in a bar. All my other games are home use only, so that certainly helps keeping malfunctions down versus
Metallica.
Old games that have lived a long life. But now we can play again. And I didn't have to power cycle it. Hopefully the sound is back. I think I've got everything back the way it was before that mishap happened. If the sound is back the way it was, just give me a thumbs up on the chat. I was doing a few different things at once there, so hopefully I got it right. Should be hearing the game, and you should be hearing me.
Very good.
smash into the the overhead playfield camera there too, but was able to. Oh, I don't think I had nudged it. All right.
Nice job.
I wonder how the I was gonna say, I wonder how many other people are still playing. It's getting it's 9:30. It's not super late, I guess. For those people on the East Coast, it is. I probably will play a couple more games and we'll call it a night. That said, good night tonight. Got some good games in, including a double crank it up game earlier. Never seen the wizard mode in this. I guess that's, if I were to say, that is one of my biggest complaints about, not complaints. I feel like in the 90s, wizard modes were more attainable, which is both bad and good. It's good because, you know, it's fun to get to the wizard mode and actually play it, but it's bad in the sense that once you've gotten there, it removes a little bit of the excitement of owning a game, that you've completed the game. I certainly felt that way about Star Trek Next Generation. When I first owned it, getting to and playing Final Frontier was just a huge rush. And then it's like, well, I've played it enough times that it's not that exciting anymore. So the good thing about these modern games where the wizard modes are very, very difficult to get to is, you know, you may never reach the limit of your best game. Like, in other words, there's always a better one. There's always a better one beyond what you've accomplished. In terms of, you know, that's always true of score, of course. Like, even on Star Trek, if you've made it to the wizard mode, you know, you can always get a better score. But one of the things that's fun as a homeowner is not just playing for score, but playing for objectives and, you know, trying to complete things, trying to complete modes, trying to get to the wizard mode. So I guess that's a positive. Down to 6 streamers. Yeah, all the East Coast people are probably going to bed. If I were to guess. Who is streaming right now that has the most viewers? Would be my question. It's certainly not like the big one. Of course, Deadflip is the big fish, and then there's a few others that are pretty popular, like Buffalo. And the guy who's playing Big Buck Hunter, Carl D'Angelo, I can't remember the name of his stream, but, is it IE Pinball, maybe? Whoa, down the drain. Oh, this game is being mean to me now. Laser, huh? Okay. I'm not too familiar with that one. Awesome. I have to check them out. Normally my approach, if I start this game by collecting lanes, if at all possible, and if I make it to like ball 3 and I haven't made any progress on lanes, just to try to salvage the game, I try to work on Sparky instead, just to at least get a Sparky multi-ball, hopefully get some nice jackpots with, you know, hopefully with one or both playfield multipliers. You can actually stack the playfield multipliers during that multi-ball. There's a playfield multiplier that's always available at the fuel lane by completing fuel and getting pistons. There's the multi-ball only playfield multiplier, which is you complete the picks. Once the picks are completed, the snake opens its mouth. You get the ball in snake. You can actually get both multipliers for 4x multiplier, and then the jackpots become, you know, reasonably worthwhile in Sparky. Now I'm gonna have to go for picks though, because I don't have the fuel one ready to go. Thank goodness for the ball save at the start of the multi-ball there. Alright, so I need 3 picks. Oh, extra ball is lit. Definitely have to go for that too. 1 pick left. The very right one. Snake's open. Oh, almost in snake. Tried to save a ball by firing another one at it as it was going for a center drain. No, almost. Oh, my, brutal. Brutal. The ball was like 3/4 of the way into the mouth of the snake and then came back down the middle. Brutal. Yeah. Alright. We're going to play one last one for tonight. As the streamers die off one by one off of Twitch for the night.
Very good.
Yeah, that incident is it's funny. Things like that can phase you sometimes. If you weren't watching, I just had an incident where there's something preventing the balls from draining in the coffin, which presumably is a piece of debris from when I was shopping the game in the last game. But the mechanisms on this game overall, since I've owned it, have been extremely reliable. There's nothing more frustrating than a new game that doesn't work right, it's understandable on older games, but on something new, it's just like, no, it's got to work. And sometimes it's just a matter of adjusting mechanisms, which is fine. Like everything needs adjusting. But there's sometimes things that are just at the design level, no matter how you adjust it. It's like if it was designed in a way that leads to problems, there's nothing you can do as an owner. This game has been the opposite of that for me. It's been just like rock solid, reliable, easy game to shop. It's just a fantastic game to own as a homeowner. The code is amazing. It'll keep you entertained and busy for a long time as an advanced player. If you've got friends that are not quite so pinball nerds, friends, family, casual players, this is also a fantastic game to own because you can just tell them, just shoot Sparky, and you'll fry them. Other than maybe age inappropriateness for very young kids, it's just an ideal game in so many different ways. Metallica is one of the great ones. It will always be, I think, highly regarded, and so even just owning it from a value perspective, you don't have to worry too much about the value of the game. In my opinion, I think it'll hold its value well over time too. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it again though. They've done a million different runs of this over the years, and so far none more planned, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made more. It's just too good, and if the demand is there, they'll make them. Alright, extra ball is lit at the scoop, which I definitely want to grab. And I've got 2 lanes ready to be locked in. That's why I was saying if I'm on ball 3 and I haven't completed any lanes yet, I'll work on Sparky, just to get a multi-ball, in 2, because you will often, without even knowing it, get lanes done and ready to be locked in through the multi-ball. In this case, 2 of them, so... Alright, let's get it on a hammer. Oh! There you go. 1 lane locked in, which is the second one, I should say. Oh! Bad drain there. Okay, so got 2 completed lanes. I think I'm on ball 3 now. Gonna try to make this one count because it's... Oh, I'm still on ball 1. Alrighty. Not bad. Thank goodness for the ball save there. Alrighty.
It just smashed the ball.
too locked in. Go, and a hammer shot to finish it. Nice. And a crank it up is ready.
Hell yeah.
The scoop.
Give me that scoop. The scoop has been tough all night. Gotten it probably more from sling hits than from the flipper. And I think that's the safest path to that shot is the left ramp off the right flipper. Post passes have not gone my way tonight. There's a fuel for double play field when I'm activated, of course. I'm getting a lot of shots at the right orbit too when I try the... I definitely want to crank it up before Sparky, because Sparky will just work on a second one. Whoa, that was a risky move. Yeah, that scoop shot is just not going in. And it builds pressure. You get more stressed out and then you play worse. That's the evil thing about pinball. And there it is off the slings, just like I hoped would happen. Alrighty. This is the last game of the night, so we're going to make it count. Hopefully finally cash in a big Crank It Up bonus. I got some good points off Crank It Up earlier tonight, including my best game of the night. I got 2 of them. However, I did not cash in a Crank It Up bonus. So you build it up through switch hits and fade to black. And go for pop bumpers and spinners. And what are we at? 17 million already. Doesn't take too much with the spinners and pop bumpers. That was some risky play there. Oh! Oh. Some near misses there. Some near drains, I should say. The lights are going out. It's getting dark in here. Alright. Got a decent enough Crank It Up bonus now. Probably cash it in. I need to complete 3 more items to cash it out. Oh, it was going down the in lane and then it wasn't. I don't even know what the bonus was at, but I'm sure it was probably over 20 million at that point. Exciting game though to end the night, so not bad. And that was only ball 1. We still could do tonight's best. We've got Sparky not too far away on the last insert there, so a few more shots to get a Sparky multi-ball. Whoop. No Sparky for me. Alright, there's the Lady Justice. I think that's what it's called. Nice combos there. And one more hit on Sparky. So that'll stack with the ramps mode there. Should make the ramps nice and valuable. And a Sparky multi-ball. If you're just joining, we're coming to you live from San Jose, California, playing some Metallica tonight. A super fast, freshly cleaned and shot game, which is what I did on my last stream as an experiment. And it's been playing great. I had one incident with the coffin, presumably from debris. Now I'm going to try to concentrate. My ball save's almost over. One more pick for a snake. Oh! There's at least one more jackpot. See, hopefully that one was worthwhile. Yeah, 2 million points off of that last one. And that was Lady Justice.
I'll share my helmet with you.
I think we're down to the last ball now, folks. 77. Alrighty. Not a bad game. Honestly, not a bad game to end the night on. I'm very happy with this.
Nice
But I can still do better. We've done a cross multi-ball yet, so I might try for that next. One of the more attainable multi-balls. Otherwise, I'm just going to cash in some ramps.
Hell yeah.
Oh, couldn't save it. Couldn't save it. $80 million points for the last game of the night. I think that's going to be it for me tonight, folks. I'm happy with that as the last game. I hope you had a good time. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Next week I will be streaming Aerosmith, and so hope you can join me then for some Aerosmith. I think Aerosmith is a fantastic game, highly underrated, very, very fun, and with some cool shots. So I hope to see you then, and thank you, and good night.